Are people losing interest in the Dominican Republic? Will this impact tourism in a country that is on the verge of becoming the sixth largest economy in Latin America? Let me know your thoughts.
Couldn't take it no more, so I left the Matrix.
And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my abilities.
I couldn't fake no more, so I left the Matrix.
Thank you for tuning in with Pro-Fade Guy. So, this topic is a question basically, and I'm asking, are people losing interest in the Dominican Republic? Will this impact tourism? Will this change the trajectory of the country? So, just so you know, the top 10 largest economies in Latin America are Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, Chile, Peru, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Guatemala, and Venezuela, respectively. And in a couple of years, the Dominican Republic will be the sixth largest economy in Latin America. So with that said, the Dominican Republic is a growing upper middle income developing country that is on track to becoming a high income country by 2030. And when people think of the Dominican Republic, they think of tourism, which is an important part of the economy. However, mining of nickel, mining of silver, manufacturing medical products, agriculture, they are also important parts of the economy in the Dominican Republic. And those things collectively make up a huge chunk of that economy. And you know what? Things can change. So before I get deeper into that, let me show you what sort of things are going on right now here in the Dominican Republic. Take a look at this.
Biden administration bans sugar producer Central Romana. November 24, UPI, the Biden administration on Wednesday banned the biggest sugar producer in the world from exporting to the United States over allegations of using forced labor during its production. Central Romana, based in the Dominican Republic, is owned by the Fangel family, powerful sugar barons who are based in West Palm Beach, Florida, despite their company operating in the Caribbean. The company is the largest landowner and employer in the Dominican Republic. Sugar made by the company is sold under the Domino brand in the United States. The ban is expected to drive up sugar prices. This withhold release order demonstrates customs and border protections, commitment to protect human rights and international labor standards, and to promote a fair and competitive global marketplace, CBP Acting Commissioner Troy Miller said in a statement. The agency will continue to set a high global standard by aggressively investigating allegations of forced labor in U.S. supply chains and keeping tainted merchandise out of the United States. CBP accused Central Romana of 11 indicators of forced labor during its investigation, including abuse of vulnerability, isolation, withholding of wages, abusive working and living conditions, and excessive overtime. CBP continues to set the international standard for ensuring that goods made with forced labor do not enter U.S. commerce, said Anne-Marie Highsmith, Executive Assistant Commissioner of CBP Office of Trade. Manufacturers like Central Romana, who fail to abide by our laws, will face consequences as we root out these inhumane practices from U.S. supply chains. The Central Romana Corporation said in a statement that the allegations of forced labor are not accurate and it has made significant investments to improve working conditions over the past decade.
The United States is warning darker-skinned Americans that if they go to the DR, they run the risk of being detained and being misidentified as Haitian migrants, and that they could be held in really horrible conditions. Here's more about what exactly is going on there. In the Dominican Republic, Americans have reported being delayed, detained, or subject to heightened questioning at ports of entry and in other meetings with immigration officers based on their skin tone. That's according to the US Embassy.
Well, again, this is a case of the United States Embassy perhaps using a sledgehammer when something a little bit more precise was definitely in order here. There's no doubt there are tensions between Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And there's no doubt that the Dominican Republic has had to deal with Haitian migrants and doesn't like it. But that's very different from the US Embassy saying, well, wait a second, if you're a person of color, if you got dark skin, watch out about going to the Dominican Republic. Because right there and then, that's the United States essentially putting a stranglehold on the lifeblood of the Dominican Republic's tourism industry, which is a huge part of their economy. And that's the United States essentially, I think, stepping a little bit too far.
So with all that's going on in the Dominican Republic and around the country, we cannot ignore the fact that things are changing and the impact of what's going on in the international community and how that has affected the Dominican Republic and its nations around it is definitely going to impact the trajectory of the country. There's also been some issues with immigration from the Dominican Republic into Guatemala, into Mexico, into Colombia, with folks trying to make their way to the border into the United States. That also is going to have an impact. So, are people losing interest in the Dominican Republic? Well, it's a difficult question to ask and answer. Well, I will say this. I honestly think that all the issues that's happening with the Dominican Republic, within the country and within the international community, all the issues, those issues will pass over. The tourists will continue to come. That will not stop. People will come. People will continue to do business here as usual. And the country will continue to grow. However, as DR grows, as it becomes a larger economy and have more of an importance on the international stage, I do believe that the country will continue to be scrutinized for its policies, the way it executes its policies, the way it manages its relationships with other countries such as Haiti, other countries within the region and in the world in general. Basically, there will be a focus on what the Dominican Republic is doing as it grows. But enough about what I think. What do you all think? Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, share it with others. And if you'd like to see other videos that I have on my channel, take a look at them and let me know what you all think. What up, my people? Hola, mi gente. Gracias por tu apoyo. Da me gusta, sigue mi canal y comparte con toda tu familia. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please give it a like and subscribe and share with all your family if you enjoy my content. Peace.